A good morning. Welcome back, my friends, to another video on the channel. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for stopping by. So this morning, we've kind of talked about these, but I need to get these photos taken this morning. So I'm assembling one of each set of colors of the customs from Patreon last month. And then I'm going to take some photos in the light box, and we'll do that together. And you guys will see them all in a nice white box, showing the true colors that they are, or closest I can get to project them to you. Outside, kind of the hue changes a little bit more. So sometimes the blue's a little bit different, or the green's a little bit different, that type of deal. It's either a little bit too warm, a little bit too cold. The white balance is a little bit off, and that's all just camera mumbo jumbo that a lot of you don't want to know. But white box, it's going to give you guys the best view of each of these different colorways and how they look. Other news that I wanted to talk about, and that's why we started the video here now. I'm just putting some pads in these yo-yos, and that was Pierre, our friend from G2 Nation, brought up a point on the numbers of yo-yos we sell a little bit, and comparing it to other boutique brands, and using a very conservative number. I'd say we do at least, minimum, we do at least double the number what he used. And then that number still came out to be more than the other brands that just do large drops every quarter or so. So we do at least double what Pierre's numbers came out to be. We try to push triple, but at least double is on the conservative side as well. And I think that he didn't realize that, and I think some other people didn't realize that as well, is that we do have a decent, since we do drops almost every week, we have a decent number of yo-yos going out. Like, we have a good workflow. And sure, if we did once a month drops, it would seem like we had a lot more yo-yos, because we'd be dropping whatever 100 yo-yos, maybe a little bit less. Let's say we'd have a drop of 75 yo-yos, 3 colorways of a Reaper this month, and that's what we're getting. And I just prefer to do different yo-yos once a week, one colorway. It just keeps things fun for me, and that's one of the biggest keys for G2 is making it fun. Hopefully you guys have seen by now that it's not just trying to push to make as much as possible, because that's not fun, and G2 Jake has a day job. And if this was my day job, it'd probably have to be run more like a business. So usually a business, you need to focus on profit, obviously. Since luckily I don't run this as a business, yes, still make money from G2. I would not be putting this amount of time that I do into G2 if I didn't. But I don't run it as a business where everything is mostly focused on the bottom line. I don't do everything smartest to make the most money. I do what's going to be fun for me, fun for you guys, and what I think is going to continue to make G2 special. And that whole process of thinking is why I think G2 has succeeded, and why it is different than a lot of the other ones that are out there, a lot of the other brands that you have that still make a good yo-yo. And obviously you guys are here every day watching videos, and that is a huge, that is the reason for the success. But I think that the way I do things makes it so that you guys are interested in being here every day. So that was a little bit of a rant. Rant's not the right word, but that was just a little bit of an explanation of a couple of things. I've talked about how much the Patreon helps, because right now, so I know I'm doing, so June's not over, but we have 19 people signed up for Soul. So those July's not over. So I just looked right now, there's 19 people signed up. There's 6 spots available. If that fills up, I will look into upping the number, and then we will look into, actually moving towards not having a day job, just doing G2. But the Patreon is a little bit key, because It's kind of more consistent. I know I'm going to have, let's just say we get the number to 40. I know I'm going to have 40 yo-yos this month. Perfect. I can adjust things based on that, on what I have to do for other drops or some sort of other side income. But if it's always just random, I don't have the. I'm just too risk adverse to go for it with two young kids. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, probably a bad thing. But circling back, that is just there's 6 spots left on Patreon where you can get a yo-yo every month, do some custom colors, have input, get stuff before it's released. Like we're working on different bodied Banshees SS's and different ringed Banshee SS's. So those will head on over to Patreon for their sole monthly before they hit the website. And that kind of stuff is what we do. We do prototypes through there and everything. Coupons, giveaways. It's good stuff if you want to yo-yo every month. If you don't know if you want to yo-yo every month, obviously not the best spot to be. But I think we're going to do the V3 Protos through there. And down the road, depending on how that V3 Proto release drops, for you to reserve one, we might look into a tier that is a yo-yo only. So you don't get a shirt. Right now you get a yo-yo and a shirt. Or there's another tier for just a shirt every month. So maybe we'll input a tier that's yo-yo only for those types of releases where it's reservation only. Another point that was brought up was, so similar to along those lines of the reservation only, and we only do that a couple times a year, one time a year, twice a year, sometimes. And yes, it goes smoothly. Yeah, I can handle it. But when that happens, and let's say I have 200 of whatever now that I've got reserved, and it's going to go out, we'll just say, for August. That takes up all my time, and August is shot. There's no individual anno releases. There's no other stuff sprinkled in. Basically, a full month is dedicated to prepping that pre-order release. So that's why I only do that once or twice. It is not ideal for me. That really is what turns it into work. It's just boom, 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 like a factory line. I'm doing the same yo-yo, same everything, multiple hundreds of times, and it's not the most fun to me. I like doing the batch of 20 and photographing it, and releasing them that way. So when I do those, that's why I don't do a lot of the pre-order, the big open pre-order, and that is just because when I do that, it takes up my full month or whatever it's going to take up based on the number that was ordered. Thanks for stopping by to listen to that little bit. I don't think there wasn't a lot of specific questions. It was just kind of overview of a little bit on why I do the things the way I do them. And hopefully that helps clear a little bit up. If you have other questions, go ahead and ask. I am here to answer those questions. But we are going to take you guys over to the light box now to show off these custom splashes. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different colors that were chosen for the splash on this blue clear acid wash base. And I'm curious what you guys like the best. Okay, so we're all set up here. We've got the nice little light box, and we're going to snap through the photos, and then we're going to send them to my phone and edit them. We got a new phone. The iPhone 6 was not cutting it, so if I haven't responded to your messages yet, I just got the new phone last night. We're set up today, so if I didn't get back to you, go ahead and shoot me, ping it, bump it, whatever you want to do. But I sent it to my phone, I edit them, adjust the lighting a little bit, make them pretty, make them match. Make them pretty was not the right word. Make them color balanced correctly, basically. And then I'll post them up here. You guys let me know which color you like the best. That's really basically it. But yeah, since I did get the new phone, I was asking you guys what tricks you were working on, because it has good high speed, I think. We'll have to actually fully test it out and see. But if it does have good high speed, I can do some better trick breakdowns for you guys, like we used to do for high speed yo-yo. It's been a long time And also, since I got the new phone, I need to pay that off. So we're gonna have some stuff from the G2 archives go up for sale, including those Freedom Hog glitches. Kenny, I'm talking to you, my man. I know you love you some glitches. Nothing wrong with that. Good product, cheapest price. You're a smart man. But thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Glad to answer more questions for you. Thanks for heading over to Patreon and supporting if you haven't already. And like we said, that really just kind of sets us up for success as far as actually thinking about quitting the day job. We'll talk about this more if the first 25 slots get filled. We'll expand it and really kind of, this is the first time I've ever been really kind of willing to give it a real go. The day job's dragging me down, so if I can figure out a way to make this work, now's the time to do it.